Hello everyone, my name is Như and today I'm gonna answer the question number 1 in chapter 33. Suppose that economy is in a long-run equilibrium. A. Draw a diagram to illustrate the state of the economy. Be sure to show aggregate demand, short-run aggregate supply, and long-run aggregate supply. B. Now suppose that a stock market crash causes aggregate demand to fall. You use your diagram to show that what happens to output and the price level in the short run. What happens to the unemployment rate? And C. Use the sticky wage theory of aggregate supply to explain what will happen to output and the price level in the long run. Assuming there is no change in policy, what role does the expected price level play in this adjustment? Be sure to illustrate your analysis in a graph. For the question A, the current state of the economy is shown in figure 1 and the aggregate demand curve and the short-run aggregate supply curve intersect at the same point on the long-run aggregate supply curve. A stock market crash leads to a leftward shift of aggregate demand. The equilibrium level of output and the price level will fall because the quantity of output is less than the natural rate of output. The unemployment rate will raise above the natural rate of unemployment. Nominal wages are unchanged as the price level falls. Firms will be forced to cut back on employment and production. Over time, as expectations adjust, the short-run aggregate supply curve will shift to the right, moving the economy back to the natural rate of output.
Hello everyone, I'm Tín Đạt and I'm gonna present to you chapter 33, question 2. Explain whether each of the following events will increase, decrease, or have no effect on long-run aggregate supply. So, question A. The United States experiences a wave of immigration. Will increase the long-run aggregate supplies because a wave of immigrants increases full employment labor. B. Congress raises the minimum wage to $10 per hour. For this example, the long-run aggregate supply will remain unchanged because the minimum wage rate only shifts the short-run aggregate supplies upward. C. When Intel invents a new and more powerful computer chip, the long-run aggregate supply will increase because at full employment level, more output can be produced with the same amount of labor by using the new powerful chip. And D. There will be no change in the long-run aggregate supplies because the hurricane can only affect the short-run productions, not the long run.
Question 6, Chapter 33. For each of the three theories for the upward slope of the short-run aggregate supply curve, carefully explain the following. A. How the economy recovers from a recession and returns to its long-run equilibrium without any policy interventions. According to a sticky wage theory, the economy is in a recession because the price level has declined, so the real wages are too high. Thus, labor demand is too low over time as nominal wages are adjusted, so that the real wages decline. The economy returns to full employment. According to the sticky price theory, the economy is in recession because not all prices adjust quickly. Over time, the firms are able to adjust their prices more fully, and the economy returns to the long-run aggregate supply curve. According to the misperception theory. The economy is in a recession when the price level is below what was expected. Over time, as people observe the lower price level, their expectation adjusts and the economy returns to the long run irrigated supply curve. B. What determines the speed of that recovery? The speed of the recovery in each theory depends on how quickly price expectations, wages, and prices adjust.
Hi guys, my name is Hoàng, and today I will do chapter 34, question number 1. I will do the three first questions, and then the rest will be done by my friend. So the title is explain how each of the following developments would affect the supply of money, the demand for money, and the interest rate. So first development is that the Fed bonds trader buy bonds in open market operation. So if the Fed buy bonds in the open market, it increased the money supply in the economy by swapping out bonds in exchange for cash to general public. Therefore, the supply of money increase and money supply curve rise and interest rate decrease. The second development is that an increase in credit card availability reduce the amount of cash held by people. So demand of money will decrease and shift to the left, and also interest rate will decline. The third development is that the Federal Reserve reduced banks' reserve requirements. It will lower the amount of cash that banks are required to hold in reserves, allowing them to make more loans to consumers and businesses. Therefore, the supply of money increase and the money supply curve rise, and interest rate will also decline.
So, to the question number 1 of chapter 34, I will continue the part of this question because this question is shared by 2 members of my group. So, my question is question D and question E. So, explain how each of the following developments would affect the supply of money, the demand for money, and the interest rate. D. Households decide to hold more money to use for holiday shopping. E. A wave of optimism boosts business investment and expand aggregate demand. So my answer is for D. The money demand will tend to increase. The curve will shift right, and the interest rate would be higher. E. So this would make either the money demand or interest rate increase. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Kiet and today I will be answering the question 3, chapter 34. Suppose a computer virus disables the nation's automatic teller machine, making withdrawals from a bank account less convenient. As a result, people want to keep more cash on hand, increasing the demand for money. A. Assume the Fed does not change the money supply according to the theory of liquidity preference. What happens to the interest rate? What happens to aggregate demand? A shift in money demand to the right because causes increase in interest rate because of higher cost of borrowing and returns to saving. Aggregate demand shifts to the left. B. If instead the Fed wants to stabilize aggregate demand, how should it change the money supply? The Fed should increase money supply. This shift the money supply would offset the change in interest rate. And C. If it wants to accomplish this change in the money supply using open market operations, what should it do? Then the Fed should buy government bonds. And that's the end of my answer. Thank you for listening.